Here we are.
Hello, my name is Louis Niffenegger, and I'm the founder and CEO of the company PentesterLab. PentesterLab is a company devoted to teach web application security and application security to people. We cover web hacking and code review mostly, and a lot of other things that people can use to learn and to get into application security. As of myself, I am a pentester. As of myself, I used to work as a pen tester, then as a code reviewer, and finally as an AppSec person before working full-time as a founder and CEO of PentesterLab. What is web application security? Web application security is everything related to the security of an application. It goes from threat modeling, code review, penetration testing, and helping make an application more secure. As part of PentesterLab, this is mostly what I'm teaching, how to get better at hacking and securing web application, because you need to know how to break into a web application to be able to secure it properly. What skills do you need to work in application security? I think you need a lot of technical understanding of how things work in the first place. If you don't understand how a web application works, it's really hard to hack into it or to make it properly secure. Another thing is to have empathy. You need to understand how people build app and how they are going to make mistakes. So you need to understand developers' point of view, architects' point of view, and what all these people are going to do. And also, once it's time to secure the web application, you need to be able to talk to these people and emphasize the critical things and be able to understand their points of view as well. If you keep fighting against them, it's unlikely that they're going to fix the bug you found. So empathy, I think, is a critical skill to have. And you also need to be able to understand the HTTP protocol, understand how a browser works, and all these things. How can I improve myself on web application security? It mostly depends on where you are, and obviously I will recommend to use PentesterLab because that's a website dedicated to how to get better at web application security, and that's all the thing I learn. I'm trying to create a platform that will teach the same thing to other people. There are other things you can do. You can look at bugs other people found. It's often a good thing to look at bug bounty reports and see what other people are doing. You can look at research done by other people, like, for example, things that get published at conferences like Black Hat, DEF CON. There are a lot of things you can do. You can just read code. You can just try to write code as well. Everything is valuable because when you are a web application security specialist, you need to have many hats, being able to read code, write code, hack code. All of these little hats will really help you get better and get more efficient and find more bugs and get more bugs fixed. How do people build their careers in this field? I think it mostly depends on where people are coming from. Application security has a lot of people with a lot of different backgrounds. Some people are just fresh out of school. Some people are developers who moved to application security by first learning how to code, and then they learn how to hack their own code. Some people are coming from like a more security or pen testing background, and they get more and more, and they spend more and more time learning how to do code review and things like that. So it really depends on where you're coming from and where you want to go. And to build a career, I think you just need to keep being passionate about it and spend time reading reports, looking at what other people are doing and doing your own research as well, trying to learn a lot of different things, but as well not forgetting that you need to specialize in a few things and go deep to get a better understanding of how things work, because it's really important. If you don't understand how something works, it's really hard to find bugs, or at least good bugs in these things. And often people, when they're learning this, or when they have spent a lot of time in this field, they tend to stop learning, and that's terrible. So if you want to build a career in application security, I think keeping learning all the time is really fundamental to being successful. What do you recommend to students? I think they need to specialize in something. Often students, what they do is they learn many fields as at a beginner level. And they never go into one field and go as deep as they can. And because of that, they always stay beginners. They know a lot of things, but they're never really good at something. And to be very valuable to an employer or to be very valuable in a security team, you really need to get good at something, really specialized. So you can pick a subject, can be web, or can be even like a smaller part of web application, like SAML or Auth2 or code review in Golang or code review in Python, and get really good at it. Maybe write a blog post, maybe do a talk at a conference and something, but like get as good as you can in one specific field or subfield. And that's going to help you get known or talk to people who are already known in the field. And that's really going to help you get better. And if you know and discuss with a lot of people, it's going to be a lot easier to find a job as well. What are 3 important things you learned the hard way? I think the first one is that when you're a consultant or an external penetration tester, or you're doing bug bounty for a company, it's often easy to think like, oh, this is an easy fix. Like it's just a cross-site scripting. It's going to be like 10 minutes to get it fixed. When you're on the other side of the bug and you see how like most company works, you realize that it's really hard to get bugs fixed. Like it takes a lot of time and a lot of energy internally. So even if something looks like a 10-minute fix, in an enterprise context, it can take up to 3 months, 6 months, 2 years. Another thing is deep work. With today's social media and phones and everything, it's really easy to get distracted. And if you want to get good at something, or if you want to really like find good bugs, you need to try to do deep work, try to do like put your head down for hours and look at source code, look at an application and try to find bugs in it. And you can't spend your time being distracted, like checking Facebook or checking over social media, Instagram or something like that every 5 minutes. You really need to put your head down and work really hard. In the same way, for example, when I'm doing code review, I avoid like music with lyrics because it's distraction, and distraction make it harder to find good bugs. So I think deep work is one of the hard things to learn. And the last one is to avoid burnout and make sure like you take breaks and you don't just like spend your time like hacking because you feel like you're making a lot of progress. But if you end up being burnt out, you're going to lose all that progress you made. So make sure you take breaks, you like go outside, spend some time doing sport and stuff like that. So I think the 3 things are like nothing is easy to fix, deep work, and avoid burnout at all costs.